Hello, I'm Chelsea Penner. I'm a love mentor and dating coach. And if you haven't already yet, please hit subscribe so I can bring you as much amazing content as possible. And if you haven't already yet, click the notifications button so you can know when brand new videos come out. So today I wanted to talk to you about the 3 biggest mistakes that men make in dating. So, as you know, dating in 2019 is completely different than it ever was before. We have Tinder, the swipe culture. We have so many dating apps. It's like $1 billion industry. We have porn like never before. It's become a pretty crazy world. Plus, women have jobs and do masculine things, and they don't really need a man. And they become somewhat independent, which is very masculine. So things have changed quite a bit. So sometimes I can leave men very confused. It can be like, well, then if she doesn't need me, then maybe we should just hook up, But it doesn't really work that way, Dating is still dating. Dating should be still courting, and it should be getting to know each other. So I'm going to start with number 1. The number 1 reason that men make mistakes in dating. They approach dating and women like men. They communicate to women like men. And they put dating profiles up that would be cool to men. So I'm going to tell you one biggest issue we have as women is that we are completely different than men, and we have completely different communication skills. We're wired differently. We have different hormone balances. We can't be communicated the same way that you're communicating to your friends. So I'll give you an example. There's many examples, but one is a dating profile. And I've had to actually go on dating profiles myself to really understand what my clients have gone through over the years. I refuse to go on dating apps because I just feel like it lowers my value. But I needed to do the research, and I learned so much. And I could not believe what I saw, men. I could not believe what I saw. I saw the worst profile pictures because you guys are trying to be clever and funny. But I'm going to tell you something. That's valuable man to man, in a bro world. Like, oh yeah, bro, like this is hilarious. And you guys tell each other stories, and you have comedy bro circles and laugh and like punch each other's shoulders and talk about chicken and biscuits, whatever. Women, we have to know that you're someone suitable enough to give our time to. And this day and age, as women, we are so spread out with our time more than men. And you have to remember this. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a woman, but I'm saying this because these are actual facts. We actually need more sleep than men do because we have higher estrogen. So there's our number 1 takeaway of time. Number 2, we have more hair. We have to style our hair. Usually it takes longer than men. Number 3, we have makeup to do. That takes a long time. And then we have a lot more accessories we have to deal with. Not just jewelry, but we have bras and extra stuff that we have to worry about than men do. So just keep that in mind. Our time constraints are a lot more constrained than men because we work full-time just as much as you do. So if we work full-time like you do, and we have to do all these beauty appointments like Botox and facials and getting our hair done. Getting our hair done at a salon can take 6 hours. And then a man, you guys are in and out of the barbershop in like an hour. So just consider those time differences that we have as men versus women. And know that when we see your dating profile, we are looking for what we want to invest our time into. So if you put a picture on your dating profile with your hat backwards and your hair sticking out really frizzy, and you're wearing like a hot dog shirt just to be funny and cute, or a cat sweater just to be hilarious, know that you're not trying to get laid. You're trying to make a friend. We're going to look at you like, oh, I'd love to hang out with him as a buddy. We're not going to look at you like, oh, I want to have sex with him. So just know that it's not sexy to be clever and funny on a dating profile. And then writing stuff like, I'm fluent in sarcasm. Okay, so that's funny, bro to bro. But for a woman, we look at that like, well, Why do I want to invest my time in someone that's fluent in sarcasm? How am I going to know when he's actually serious about setting up a date, serious about me? We just don't know. We appreciate a guy that's funny. We need a sense of humor. However, if your dating profile is all humor, we're not going to take you seriously. So, and I know that it's good to another guy, not for a woman. Another way that men make a mistake with communicating with women as men is just in regular communication. So let's say you go on the first date with a woman and you talk to her like you would a guy, because that's what you're in the habit of doing. So you say, you poke fun at her. Oh yeah, it looks like you didn't take that much time to get ready. Like thinking you're funny. To a woman, it's like, that's not really funny. Like it's not really, you don't roast a woman on a first date. And for a guy, like when you're first meeting a guy, it can be really funny. It can be like, how much roast can you take? Because you want to test him out to see if he can be a good bro, right? If he can be a good friend, like if he can be a good friend, he can take my jokes. With women, it's different. We're evaluating really deep physiological needs in a man. Can he be a good father? Can he be a good husband? Is this someone I want to invest my time in? So if you sit there roasting a girl on a first date thinking you're hilarious, you're pushing her away. So again, huge difference between men and women. So the number one mistake men make in dating is that they talk to a woman and use the whole dating online profile as they would in a bro friendship. Okay? Don't do it. The number two main mistake men make in dating is bad listening skills. I can tell you, there is nothing sexy about a bad listener. It is so unsexy. We will never go on a date with you again. So there's a few different examples I'll use here. When it comes to a woman and a first date, we do want to get to know who you are. We do want to understand you. We do want to learn as much basic information about you as possible to understand and determine if we should invest more time in getting to know you and maybe go on a second date with you and maybe try to understand if there's any sort of like sexual connection at all. And you won't really get that if you just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. You can get your point across about who you are by letting her ask the questions. So on the first date, especially, you really want to sit back and be a good listener and ask her questions. And if she's a good communicator, she'll always ask you questions in exchange. Another key to being a good listener as a man is validating. As a woman, let's say she was a little late for the date. And a lot of reasons can happen. There could have been an accident, maybe she messed up on her eyeliner, and this happens a lot, trust me, because eyeliner can be really hard to do. Let's say she messed up on her eyeliner and it took her 20 minutes to fix it, so she's 10 minutes late. So as a woman, we have a deep need to bond and connect by venting, or some men would call it complaining, or Dr. Gray calls it Venus talk. So if she shows up on the date and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry I was late, and oh, I'm so frustrated, I hate being a woman, I had to do my eyeliner, or there was an accident and I'm so frustrated, I hate driving, I feel like I should stop driving and just take Ubers everywhere. Like, this is just her way of getting some energy out, some bad energy out of her rushing, because rushing for a woman actually brings up more cortisol than it does for a man, because for a man, it can boost testosterone, which feels good for a man. But for a woman, it actually gives us a little anxiety and it makes us feel flustered. And that energy kind of stays in us unless we can somehow get it out. So if we're venting to you on a date, we're going to get that energy out. So being a good listener means that you can validate, just say, oh, that must have been really terrible, or oh yeah, it must really suck being a woman. I wouldn't want to be a woman and have to deal with a winged eyeliner and hair, and I wouldn't want to have to deal with that. Like, that is being a good listener. You're validating, you're letting her be seen and heard, and then she can forget about it, and then you guys can move on and get to know each other. This actually goes deeper in the relationship as well, not just in dating. Women have a need to bond through communication and speaking. We feel connected to someone when we're talking to them. So if you're a good listener, she'll fall in love with you really fast. And in a relationship, She'll feel loved on a daily basis if she feels heard and she feels seen. And usually she feels loved when you're listening to her. So the number 2 mistake that men make in dating is their listening skills are poor. And to get better at this, all you have to do is just educate yourself on the differences between men and women communication styles by listening to more of my videos or reading books, and I have several books I recommend on my website. You can do more education through talking to successful married couples and how they communicate and how they listen to their wives. There's a lot of stuff you can do to learn and get better at this. So don't just think, oh, I'm a man, I'm terrible at listening. You can get better at this. It's not that difficult, and it will definitely improve your dating life and definitely improve your relationship. The number 3 mistake men make in dating is they try to pressure sex too fast. So as a man, I understand you have needs and urges and desires. I get it. However, with women, if you want a woman to actually want you, it's better if you let her get comfortable first. If she's not comfortable with you, the sex isn't going to be as good. She's going to feel a little forced, like pressured. It's not going to be as fun for her. And isn't sex more fun when she wants you and if she wants to tear your clothes off? Now, if you want to sleep with her, there are things you can do to help this come into fruition without pressuring her to do it too fast. Women aren't logical like men. Now, as a man, I understand that if a woman walked up to you and said, hey, you want to hook up? You'd be like, yeah, and you could be turned on by it. But it doesn't work like that for women. Women have sex in exchange usually for relationship security or for some other energy exchange. And if you don't want to hook her, then the other one is validation. So if she wants relationship security, that means that she has to feel connected to you. She needs to feel that you guys have a bond and that you guys know each other and she feels comfortable with you. And some ways that you can do this is romance. Romance is definitely a key to getting a woman to desire you. And a few really good ways to do this is to ask her, well, what do you like to do? Ask her, do you like shows? Do you like theater? Do you like food? Now, of course, the younger women may not know, someone in her early 20s, she may not know what she likes, so you can maybe make some suggestions for her. You can say, well, how about the show on Sunday at such and such o'clock? I think it looks really good, it has good reviews, it's a play, it's not just going to the movies, what do you think? And then she'll say, well, I don't think that sounds very fun, but what I really do like is I like food and I like wine, and then she'll help you to understand what she likes and what's romantic for her. You can actually be straight up and say, do you want a romantic dinner, or do you want a romantic night or a romantic day? You can actually use those words. And usually younger girls, because they don't understand themselves very well and they don't understand that their need for romance, they don't think they deserve it, to be quite honest with you. You may feel a little pushback because they're just like, oh, that seems over the top and I don't deserve it, and that's sad. So just understand that it's not what you suggested, it's what they feel about themselves on the inside. Now, you have to understand who you're dealing with when you're asking a woman on a date and when you're pursuing her and you want to sleep with her. Is she evolved? Is she looking for a husband? Is she just looking for something casual? Is she young and doesn't understand, her worth? So understand who she is. And then let's say she's young and she doesn't understand her worth. Maybe just start with a dinner and make her just feel like special and make it romantic. Just by doing that alone will help your odds with getting sex. It's way better than just approaching someone like, hey, I'm just looking for like a hookup and something casual. Like, I understand that hookup culture is here and you feel like it's okay to approach girls like that, but even girls that do just want to hook up usually don't like to be approached like that because they don't want to feel like they're a slut. you know? So you still have to approach it in a little more romantic way. So again, don't pressure her too fast using logical, hey, I want to hook up, let's just meet up, you know, Netflix and chill. Those typical words that are insinuating that you just want to have sex, you're going to scare her away. Although if that's really all you want, it is good to be upfront and say, you know, I'm just looking for something casual. I'd probably just say it like that. And then trying to pressure her when she's not ready is never a good idea. Always make sure that she feels comfortable. Never say, oh, I took you to dinner and, you know, I can't believe that you don't want to stay the night with me tonight. Like, no, women have to feel comfortable. So that's not going to get you anywhere. That's only probably going to get you an argument. And the bridge is burned. You're probably never going to see her again. So if you just end the date with, okay, I understand you don't want to come up, you know, but I'd love to see you again. You know, just end it like that so you have a chance with her. And you're ruining all chances with her if you get upset with her for not sleeping with you. So there's really no point at all in pressuring a woman into sleeping with you quicker than what she's comfortable with. Because number one, it's not going to be as good. She's not going to like it as much. She's not as comfortable with you. And number two, you'll scare her away. So those were the 3 main mistakes that men make in dating. I will have tons more content come out so I can help you guys learn more about dating and love. If you just subscribe below, I'd really appreciate it so I can make more and more content for you. And if you haven't yet, please click on the bell for notifications so that you'll know as soon as a new video comes out. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and you all deserve love and happiness.